Everyone thinks that creating long 3D animations requires expensive tools, but that's not true anymore. Today, you can actually create cinematic animated stories for completely free, like this one.
Every forest looks peaceful until it decides to change. When the forest goes silent, it's never for no reason. Some shadows don't hide, they wait. And when they move, the world listens.
I'm not scared of you.
Because courage doesn't shout, it stands. And some darkness can't survive being seen.
You're safe now.
Hey, my name is Mira, and I make AI animations for a living. And in this video, I'll show you exactly how I create a long 3D cartoon animation using completely free AI tools. I'll walk you through the full process, step by step, from writing the story to generating the images, animating the scenes, and finally editing everything together. Now let's start with the first step, which is creating the story. Instead of guessing what kind of story to animate, I start by letting ChatGPT help me generate a few ideas. This makes the process much easier and saves a lot of time. I asked ChatGPT to create multiple short story ideas that can work within a 30 to 40 second format and flow like a short animated movie. I don't want anything too complex here. Simple stories always work better for short animations. So I look for ideas that have a clear beginning, middle, and end. After reading through a few options, one idea stood out to me, and it was called The Forest That Watches Back. This type of story works really well for short animations because it focuses on emotion and visual storytelling. There's a clear main character, a simple goal, and a satisfying ending. Once I locked in the story idea, I asked ChatGPT to add a few things, like add a villain and narration. After that, I asked it to break the story into short scenes. I also made sure the prompts are connected. This is very important. If the prompts are not connected, the story will feel random. Once this step is done, I have all the prompts I need to animate the full story. Now we can move on to creating the visuals. For all the image and video generation in this workflow, I use Grok AI. Grok AI is completely free. All you have to do is go to Grok AI and sign up using your Google account. Once you're on the main page, click on Imagine. This is where images and videos are generated. Before generating anything, there's one very important setting you need to change. Go to your profile, click on Settings, then click on Behavior. Scroll down and disable automatic video generation. This step is very important because it gives you full control over when images turn into videos. Now, we can generate the first image. I copied the first scene prompt from ChatGPT and pasted it into the prompt box. I make sure image generation is selected, choose my aspect ratio, and click Generate. Grok generates multiple image options. I take a moment to look through them because this image is important. This image sets the visual tone for the entire story. The lighting, the environment, and the character design all matter here. Once I find the image I like, I save it. This image becomes the starting frame for the animation. Now it's time to animate the first scene. To do this, I paste the same prompt again, but this time I switch to video generation. Then I set the duration to around 6 seconds. Right now, Grok has 3 video presets available, so I leave it as it is. This might change in the future, but for now this works perfectly fine. Then I click Generate. If the animation doesn't look good, I just regenerate it. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 tries to get a clean result, and once I'm happy with the generation, I download it. That's the first scene done. Now this is where the actual workflow really starts. Instead of generating the second scene from scratch, I use the last frame of the first video. I drag the video slider to the end, copy the final frame, and paste it back into Grok as the starting image for the second scene. This step is what makes the animation feel smooth and cinematic. After pasting the frame, I copied the second scene prompt from ChatGPT and pasted in the prompt bar. Here, the child and the animal suddenly stop and turn toward the dark part of the forest, while the slow camera movement builds a sense that something is about to happen. And I click on Generate. Because the second scene starts from the last frame of the first one, the transition feels natural with no sudden jump, and the generation follows the prompt exactly, making it feel like one continuous shot. And we get the second scene, which looks good. I repeat this same process for the third scene in the story. I copied the last frame, pasted as the starting image, added the next prompt. Here, the villain steps out from the trees. The scene gets darker around him and the lighting makes it clear he's the danger while the child stays in the light. I clicked Generate, and within a few seconds, the scene was ready. This is where we introduce the villain, and honestly, he turned out really great. For the fourth scene, we copy the last frame from the third scene and paste it into the prompt bar, along with the fourth scene prompt from ChatGPT. So here, the prompt basically means the villain attacks by raising his hand, the forest reacts with strong wind and movement, and the child protects the small animal, making the danger feel immediate and intense. I clicked on generate, and the result came out really well. The attack looked powerful, the environment reacted exactly as I wanted, and the scene clearly showed the danger and urgency of the moment. So I repeat this process over and over for all the other scenes, copying the last frame, pasting it as the starting image, adding the next prompt, and generating the next part of the video. Scene by scene, the animation starts to come together. Everything feels connected and the story flows naturally. Sometimes Grok struggles with a specific prompt. When that happens, I make small adjustments to the wording. I don't change the whole prompt. I just added a little more detail about what should happen in the scene. Small changes usually fix the problem. Since I already added dialogues to a few scenes directly into the animation prompts, I worked on narration for the scenes without dialogues. To add narration to the video, there's a completely free option available. You can use Google AI Studio. In Google AI Studio, you can turn text into audio. Choose single speaker mode. Paste a narration script from ChatGPT that I asked to generate earlier. Select a voice and generate the audio. If you want higher quality narration that sounds way more natural than the free one, I would personally recommend using 11 Labs. The process is simple. Inside 11 Labs, go to text-to-speech and select the voice that you want for the narrator. Paste in your narration script, adjust the speed, and click generate. If you don't like any of the voices here, just go to the Voices tab and pick the one you like. Once all the scenes and narration are ready, I move on to the editing phase. I open CapCut or any other video editor you like and import all the animation clips. I place them in the exact order of the story. Then I adjust the timing so everything flows smoothly. Because the scenes are already visually connected, editing is very easy. I don't need a lot of transitions or effects. The animation already feels clean. You can also keep the voices in the scenes consistent. Let's say I want to keep the boy's voice consistent. I just export the audio file of that scene and then go to 11 Labs again. Inside, click on the Voice Changer tab. Select the voice that you like and would match with him. If you don't find anything, just go to the Voices tab to get one. After that, upload the audio file and click Generate. Do that for all the scenes that have dialogue to keep all the voices consistent. And after a few small adjustments, the full animated story is ready.
Every forest looks peaceful until it decides to change. When the forest goes silent, it's never for no reason. Some shadows don't hide, they wait. And when they move, the world listens.
I'm not scared of you.
Because courage doesn't shout, it stands. And some darkness can't survive being seen.
You're safe now.
What's important to understand here is why this method works so well. First, it saves time. You're not generating every scene from scratch. Second, it makes the story flow naturally because each scene connects to the next. And third, it makes creating animated stories much easier, even if you're a beginner. That's the real power of this workflow. So that's the full process I use to create free 3D cartoon animations using Grok AI. All the tools and prompts I used are linked in the description below.